feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. With the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay.
Okay, Coach, it's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Draw play. Ingram now. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's going to be a long day. He's coming. We got double up. Ready?
They'll run it with Bell. Bell so light on his feet, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now, after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Bell. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now left side on the swing pass, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down.
Mike, 48. Hey, Haywood.
Darnold now to throw. And that will be incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Ficken's kick is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards on the play, first down. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Mike, 53.
Throwing on 2nd and 3, Jackson. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game. and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On second down, it's Bell. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Three 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch the eye. Shoot! Shoot! Man, he's checking crap. Slam, slam, slam. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking.
Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Hey, let's get in them holes. Man, 80. 48, Mike, 48. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. 48.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. To the 40 and no further, so the razzle-dazzle didn't get him much.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
We're going to start. 41, Mike. Cut, cut, cut. Man, 80. 41, Mike, 41. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. It's caught by Herndon. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 40.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Caught here by Bell. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
40. Here we go. 80. Even. 40.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 16.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Check, 48's the mic. Focus, defense, focus. Check 4, check 4. Red 80. Show red. Watch 80. Watch twitch. Check 3, set.
3rd and 2, Darnold. Herndon hauls it in for the Jet touchdown. Chris Herndon there to make the grab. And the Jets will extend their lead. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now Jackson going to throw again. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. And the Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Pernell McPhee. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Hey, alert 48. Alert.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Yeah, not a great one there. Out of bounds in the air. And the offense is going to be set up already in enemy territory inside the 45.
Okay, ready. 57, Mike 57.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. It's complete to Snead. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. They'll run on first down. Ingram. He'll be stopped short of the 25. The nice move couldn't free him. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle. From the 27, Jackson going for it all. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 27 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared?
Le'Veon Bell, kiss him goodbye. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Le'Veon Bell. 75 yards, and the Jets get the quick strike touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The end result, 21 yards. Jackson. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, as the first half is winding down, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Bell. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
You get blocked.
Again, it's Bell. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
They try the 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Second and 11 at the 39-yard line.
Let's go now. Tight end. Orbit. Here we go, team. Here I come.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 61 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now a pass taken in by the tight end Herndon. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. The shotgun snap for Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Jackson, option right, and an alley to run. And now look at this, big gain but a fumble. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Right there.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Again, they'll run with Ingram. Jamal Adams coming up from his safety spot to make the play.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Jackson looking to throw on third. Going right side here, and that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that first down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
They go play action now. Jet, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Avery Williamson coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's second down.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Off the play fake, here's Jackson, forced out to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check. 53. Check. 53.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Hey, we gonna make the 48 right now. Let's go. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Switch. Reset.
Darnold a sneak. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
Jets, first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Kill.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Jefferson. 70 yards. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Gets fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Jackson to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
And he's got Snead. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. Jackson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Jackson now. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Leonard Williams just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Jackson. Snead's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. On 2nd down, it's Ingram. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
That's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
Back to throw, Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
They'll go again with Bell. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
You better be afraid of me. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On 2nd down now, it's Bell. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Let's make these babies cry.
Now they'll toss it to Bell running left. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining.
Okay, baby, I see you.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball in his hands and maybe turn to the...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Leonard Williams in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. 2 huge plays there down the stretch. The sack on 2nd down. Now they force the incompletion. That's going to lead to a do-or-die 4th down.
And they look like they've got the confidence right now that no matter what gets thrown against them, whatever play gets run, they have the ability to shut it down. They are just brimming with it right now.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Brought in left side by Snead. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they will take a knee here.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
And a disappointing way to close out the season. He got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit, but they also will all look at